Raise your horns high and let your spirit flow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Feel the rush, let the loudness grow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show.
So, what'd you think of Brad? I mean, he's kind of a character, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Nice guy, and it sounds like he's got a hell of a resume.
He's got a resume, really low key kind of guy, doesn't brag a whole lot, you know. I mean, it's interesting that that he even did this, because I think at first I thought, well, you know, he was going to do one prior to the rehearsals, and then, you know, I know the gigs went well. You know, he's just not the type that you know, goes on and brags about stuff. Even with the Paul Stanley story, having heard that before, you know, I think he sanitized it some, but he took, I guess, because he felt mean spirited, and so he cut the other part. But he gave us enough there about the Paul Stanley writing session that he did.
Yeah, and it sounds like not surprising.
Not surprised. Yeah, right. Yeah, it shouldn't be. But I do have that interview with the guitar player, Tommy, which I'll have you listen to it, because his experience is totally different. And like you said, yeah, I mean, it was totally different. And I think part of it was, you know, the setup and the setting was different. And plus you know, Tommy is a fan of Kiss and stuff. So I'm sure that helped.
Yeah, of course. It usually does with Paul.
So I was shopping at Walmart, and I came across the Shelley Rocks figure that that I saw. One of those Funkos.
We didn't know Funko Pops made Shelley Rocks.
But there's the Shelley Rocks with the big fucking teeth and everything.
Yeah.
So I thought we'd share that. But yeah, I think you've goofed on people that collect Funkos, huh?
No, I mean, my kid has a few. There's a few that I thought about buying in my time. I mean, it's one thing if you're like Jason Green, though, and you got walls and walls.
Yeah, I don't have that many. I have a few. Like, I think when I was looking, you know, anytime somebody sells them, a store sells them, I always have to look. They had Joe Perry. I had to buy Joe Perry because he really is cool. You know? Yeah,
and like I think they would be. I like the idea. Like when I've seen the ones, you know, of Ace signing the ones that he was doing for Jason Green. I thought cool. that's what I'm saying. I would want one like that, or a Joe Perry autographed one. So if you can get stuff like that, for sure.
Something different.
But my kid's got a bunch of like, I don't know, video game guys. And movie guys. And stuff
that's a fucking endless. You know, because you know they could have like 50 characters in a video game, and it's like, holy shit, you get the whole collection. Yeah,
Pokemon has ridiculous amounts of them. Yes.
Yeah. So okay, well, we how would you describe the show last night? Because it you know, kind of like us, it had a little bit of a hiccup. We needed to reboot. They needed to reboot. How weird is that shit?
Yeah. I'll give them credit that there was more music stories in last night's show than there had been in previous shows, but we were still having, and I guess it's just going to always be first segment, just how you doing, get to know you stuff. And that's just always going to be that way. So I guess I should just stop even mentioning that, because that's just what they're going to do. Then, you know, there still seems to be now. Don't get me wrong, Chris, particularly, Mr. Aiken. I appreciate you, brother. You did try to bring in some music and some bands and some songs and new videos. You got to the Black and Blue, which is obviously, like I was pointing out to our guys, is getting some nice cranks for Jamie and them. For a week's on being up on the line, it's doing pretty well for itself. So that was awesome that you guys at least covered some music, but there was still parts again where I'm listening to the social commentary, Neely just badly reading stories off CNN or the New York Post or wherever he's getting them.
But before then, I mean, what'd you think of? I was like, when they started talking and about Black and Blue, and then Jamie having moved to Ohio, I'm like, okay, somehow this is going to wind up with a Dokken connection. And if you recall, he had that stretch where, and I'm going to have to ask Jamie about that, because the way Neely said is that the way he made it out to sound was like that Jamie was somehow working with Don prior to Black and Blue getting signed. I've never heard that, but might be
Never heard
something
that
to ask
either,
him.
but might be something to ask
Yeah.
Jamie next time we have him on.
Hmm.
And I guess Jamie, did he? I mean, I think when we spoke to him, he was saying he lived in Los Angeles,
He
correct?
does. But he
Yes,
did
and
move to
so
Ohio for a bit. Yes,
gotcha.
he
So he
did.
had a
Yeah.
period of his life where he was
Hmm.
living out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't know. Like I just again, they need to stick to that. At least that's music related. At least
Yeah.
they're giving us some stuff that we may or may not. Maybe again, me and you had heard it. We're paying
Hmm.
attention to what Jamie and Black and Blue are doing.
Sure.
There were probably some people in the Rumble chat and so forth who listened to CMS who was not aware that that had been released, and so it's cool
Right.
that at least they're putting it out there. Every plug that a band like Black and Blue can get on any podcast or radio show or whatever is out there to help promote the video, and I for them, I would hope because I mean I've cranked a couple of these other videos by some of
Hmm.
the same kind of era artists releasing new material or a new song, a new video, and they're not getting that level of
Hmm.
views. So they're doing something pretty well there for themselves. And I would just being honest, I hope that Jamie and them say, "Hey, let's go fucking do 6 dates up and down the West Coast. Let's see how that goes, and let's go play a couple shows over here, or just
Hmm.
expand a little more, and throw out there and play a few more gigs."
Right.
So, but yeah, again, there's just periods where Neely's badly reading news articles directly, verbatim, word for word, and I don't need to hear that. And
Mm.
yes, there's tech issues, and there continues to be tech issues. Some of those could, as we just found out, internet
Yeah.
updating
Right.
computers and
Yeah.
all this stuff can
Software.
be happening, so for sure. Happens to any of us. Although for them it seems does happen week to week to week. But
It
we
was.
have to wonder: is that intentional or is that
And
on
did you
accident?
hear Chris the way he was making it sound like it was an anomaly when they had issues? I'm like, you have issues every fucking week, you know?
Yes, and at least in this episode, he did mention his week was shit. He had a run-in with the law,
With
or
the
something
law,
about something
right?
about he didn't. I shouldn't say that. He mentioned something to do with dealing with
Yeah,
the cops or
dealing with the
something.
cops. Yeah,
Yeah, and so whatever that means, and so he's probably, and then he mentioned because Neely said, you made this AI thing of me and you watching TV. Why are we so close to the TV? This doesn't look like you,
because that's what they
whatever he
do.
said.
They
And
talk fucking TV
yeah,
shit.
and Aiken just said he was honest though. Aiken just said I
Yeah.
had 3 seconds to throw something into AI and let it be generated, and I threw it up, and I wasn't paying attention. So,
Yeah.
if that's the case and with the sciatica pain last weekend and the cop issues this week, maybe he is distracted and was
Right.
unable to, get to the stuff that he normally gets to. Totally
Right.
plausible. I mean, if I
Yeah.
was dealing with the cops, no offense, wrap up show, but he might be a little bit on the back burner if I had the cops at my front door, or whatever that he was doing. I'm not. We can't even. I'm not gonna. We don't even have any clue what that's about, and nor
Right.
do we need to know if it's not him being in jail. I think we're fine. So,
Hmm.
but it still doesn't. Their own okay, the haters of this very show that you're watching right now, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen,
Right.
are starting to round about and come to the conclusions that me and Ruben and Andrew have been saying, which is that they should cut the show down. I mean, there's actually, I showed you guys comments on
Hmm.
our YouTube videos about how they should cut the show down by an hour or two. They should move it off a Saturday night and do some different things, have
Hmm.
guests again, and so forth. But you can see Aiken being open to change. I think it's very clear who's not going to change,
Hmm.
and that's my brother Wendell, older brother Wendell's.
Right.
And when as soon as Aiken said we're having tech issues, let's go to some songs, and I'll
Yeah.
reboot this and we'll
Right.
refire. He's immediately, well, we'll just give it a little bit of time.
Yeah.
We'll see if it
It's
works
gonna get
itself
better.
out.
Yeah. It's like,
Because
yeah,
he does not. He does
Yeah.
not want to give up a fucking nanosecond of mic and camera time. He's settled in for his Saturday night festivities as he sees it, and he's going to be damned if anyone's
Yeah.
stopping him or any internet
Right.
stopping him from doing what he wants to do.
One, and wasn't it? I think it was you or Andrew. Which of the two you guys asked that he didn't? It didn't sound like you went to go see John Bush. Otherwise, he'd be bragging about it.
Well, I remember that was going
Mm-hmm.
around. I didn't see the exact dates, but I thought that's already passed at the Arcata. I thought he was talking about going to that. I never
Yeah.
heard any show review or about going to that,
Right.
so I don't know if he made that or not. And
Probably
then my
not.
question became, if he did, then how come there wasn't a mention of that? And did he go with Taylor? But we haven't heard about Taylor, like you were pointing out, in months, so we don't know if
Months.
Taylor's
Yeah.
even in the picture. So,
Yeah.
or maybe he's decided to, as Andrew stated, maybe for precautionary purposes. I don't want to have anybody doxxed here. I'm going to take him off my show.
Well, I guess their version of doxed is different than the true definition of being doxed, right?
Yes, that because they're old boomers and they don't even
Yeah.
understand probably what it truly means. They
Right.
just think if anyone knows anything about them, they're doxxed. But
Yeah.
if you set it on your own show and you put it on your own show
Right.
and put it out there for thousands of viewers to watch, then it's not
Mhm.
doxing, gentlemen. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, whatever. But yeah, Taylor has virtually disappeared. All 165 pounds of her.
Yeah, Juan's daughter has exited stage right. She's
Like a dancing bear, stage right.
moved her way across the stage and left the area. So
that's awesome.
But you know what? Let's be fair. Maybe she saw these bullets getting ready to fly with this new wrap-up show in his CMS and said, "I'm just getting the hell out of here."
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
He looked over at the Arcana and she said, "Sweepy, take me by the arm and get me out of here." Sweepy,
but here's
we're
the
leaving.
deal. I mean, I don't think anything we said about Taylor was mean. I mean, I think it's
No.
the truth. We exposed her for not truly posting what she really looked like, and the relationship
Filters,
being
yeah.
phony, and basically two adults kind of having an agreement that, okay, I'm going to use you and I'm going to use you, and okay, I mean, that's the
Which,
relationship.
all that is true. She uses the filters and this and that and the other. Her whatever the relationship is with Wendell, I don't even particularly care. I mean, some others in our circles care more than I do about it. But what's weird about it is the way Wendell speaks about it. He makes it almost seems to put more value or emphasis on what's going on there. I'm sure for her, it's just a guy she's dating, and that's fine. Women date guys all the time. So, but that probably shows that she's smarter than the rest of them.
True. Yeah.
Get the fuck out. I don't want to deal with this shit.
Yeah.
I'm going off to see my own shows, listen to my music. I don't these my fucking knuckleheads, and Wendell's brought these knuckleheads online, and I'm not
the most I've gotten out of this relationship is a comp and a photo pass for a Dawkins show or two.
Oh, she went shopping at Nordstrom's, she did.
Well, yeah. She does.
After a couple of cocktails and a dinner with the big guy with the fancy truck.
The big guy. So
he has to get in the truck, though, ladies and gentlemen, and put the key in and take the club off the steering wheel.
The club that was gifted to him. Yes, he's not very. I mean, again, I didn't get an apology for the Dawn thing, and I didn't get a thank you for that. So there you go.
We're hoping that Wendell will open up his heart for Christmas and send Ruben a little gift in return. Gift. We'll find out.
Yeah. Wow. Well, so yeah, the show was that, and then God, I did fall asleep, nodded off, I think about 10:30 till about 11:15. So I missed the tail end. So yeah, it's just a bore fest.
I was a little bit later than you, but by 11:15 I was dying off on the couch, and somewhere around 11:30, 11:45 I woke up and said, "I'm not paying attention to this, and this just needs to be turned off." My Rumble thing had shut down because I wasn't watching anything. It just shut off, and I was like, "I'm going to bed."
And I think you're right. I think in watching the people on Rumble chat, I mean, it's sad. They don't have a life. They don't have anything to do on a Saturday night. They're probably shit-faced and stoned and on who knows what,
for sure. What I saw going across my screen, they were admitting to being intoxicated, which is fine. Saturday night got nothing to do if that's what y'all want to do, but it does, maybe that would blur your opinions of said shows if you're
I don't know well, you mentioned maybe what you can do is pull up those posts or whatever that you saw about who was it, Ben Benjamin? I mean, he seems to be a hater, but then he it's like, what the fuck? I mean, okay, if you dislike it, just stay away,
Well, again, where do I even begin with this guy? In the Rumble chat, you hammered me when I was under a fake, the one or two times I was under a fake name fucking with y'all. You caught me on it, which I was trying to make it apparent that it was obviously me. and he called me out and he cursed me and whatever, him and Jackal saying I'm a traitor or whatever they were saying, all this
Traitor.
stuff. And that's fine. It doesn't bother me. I'm a traitor for what, you know?
Uh,
But then you come on the comment, you prove that you're
mhm.
watching our show to the point that you're writing down
Yeah.
times that you're making your commentary about, like it's
Yeah.
like you must have like a dissertation, like a college
Yeah. It's
dissertation,
like
which
it was
I
like a
appreciate. Ben, you're clearly
college fucking paper.
every single word. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
fucking examining every word we're saying, which is fine. That's what we're here for. If you're a listener, and that's great, Ben. But why were you hammering on me in the Rumble chat? Now you want to come on, and then every comment you made on that dissertation you wrote on YouTube, which is fine. I have
Mhm.
at it, as I pointed out there. We're not going to ban you. We're
That's
not
a
going to
lot of
silence
time
you.
too.
Yeah, but
Fuck.
it basically agreed with everything we say. So then why would you hate us? That doesn't make any sense. So I don't know where I don't know where these people stand. Half these people I'm starting to tell you now, I don't even know these people are fucking real. Half these might
Right.
just be screen names, burner accounts,
Yeah.
people being other people, or who knows what's going
Like
on.
it's
So
Drake's on there as somebody
yeah, and I don't
else, and
yeah, and I don't
Drake's wife.
understand. If you look at their numbers, it will say there's 100 and something people
Yeah.
in this chat room, but there's only 20 people ever commenting. So where
Yeah.
are the other 100 and something fucking people doing? Why are they in the chat room if they're not actually commenting?
Right.
So I started to wonder, are those numbers inflated? Is there some
They're
way that they're,
bots.
paying
Yeah.
for some service to bump these numbers up? Or I don't know what's happening. We don't do that, as you can tell by our piddly
Yeah.
little
No
numbers,
shit.
ladies and gentlemen. We don't pay for shit.
Yeah.
You either watch it or you don't, and we don't
Yeah.
really care.
Right.
And so whatever. This is we're gonna keep doing the wrap up of the show, but we have, as you guys are seeing, other guests, other things, other productions we're putting together going into the end of the year, and whatever these it's enough to deal with Aiken and Neely and whatever they're bringing about on the show. I don't give a flying rat's
Right.
ass what the rest of these
And it's
Jackals
funny,
or Bens or Shellys think anymore. So
Shelley or nope. I didn't see Barden on there last night. Was he on there?
did not see that one
Yeah.
on there. There was a couple of other randos. The Mickey Ramone was throwing people
Oh,
off,
yeah.
I think it seemed like, and
Yeah.
there was a couple other guys that I just never seen their name before. There were just Mr. Brandano, Steve Brandano, and these
Oh,
other
yeah.
ones that were popping in there. Don't know who those people are, but some
You,
of them are probably burner accounts. Some of them probably Neely watching the room under a
sure.
fake name. Maybe I don't know. Who knows what's going on?
Do you think they know who Steve Brandano is?
I don't think that they do. Just like
I
I
don't
don't
think
think they
they
know who
do, huh?
Mickey Ramone is. And there was, like I said, there was another guy who jumped in there. Can't remember the screen name off the top of my head. Maybe I should start screenshotting that when I
I'm
see
gonna
it. But
I'm gonna go on there, I think. No, wait, I'm banned. I can't go on there. And I don't want to
I
I'm too
think
lazy to
we
create
are
a fake
all.
account.
That's
I'm too
that's
lazy
what
to
it boils
create a
down. It's
fake
a lot of
account.
work to do
Yeah, I
that.
don't care.
So
But
and then
if I were to
they
go
always
on there,
catch on.
yeah, I'm gonna be Steve Nowicki. Or Shuley. I'll be
Yeah,
Shuley.
Shuli Hagar. That's
Hey,
who you should
Shuley
be.
Hagar.
That's who you should be. So but
Yeah.
there
I
again,
don't
the
know.
door's open. Y'all got something to say? Ben, Shelley, Jackal. I can go on and on. Dude Bros and
Oh,
I don't know,
yeah.
Billy Rays and
Billy Rays.
McGillicuddies and whatever. I don't know. These motherfuckers, they got screen names and shit going on there. Let's just see if any of you want to come on the show. Feel free to hit us up with a message, a DM, an email, and let us know that you're willing to come on here and speak your piece and why you hate me, why you hate Ruben, why you're viewing you're clearly all watching our show,
Yeah,
but you
no
hate
shit.
us. Explain.
You hate us.
Do explain.
Oh,
we,
that's
we
awesome.
for the record, don't hate the CMS
No.
we hate the CMS now.
Yeah.
And it's not even that we hate it. We just think like 50% of it's complete horseshit and should be
Yeah.
pulled out, and it just should be a fucking condensed show here, people.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed the show when West from Hysteria Disaster on the High Seas got screwed in that kind of era. Going back in the day when they were having the Bob Leathers. We've mentioned this before.
Yeah.
Bravermans, people that were on the show that we liked. And they've just kind of gone astray. Chris doesn't want to deal with callers or guests
Right.
very often, obviously. And I think part of that's in Neely's defense, I think part of that's because Aiken spreads himself so thin. You're doing interviews with people during the week. You're on with Seth. You're on with Eric. You're doing all those things. So then, of course, you don't want to take another guest, another call, to do something separate for the CMS. So in that way, I think Wendell does get a little bit shafted, and the CMS is being pigeonholed into this show formatting because Aiken's already burned all the guests and all the ideas out the other 3 shows earlier in the week. By the time he gets to Saturday, he's tired, kind of
Mhm.
grumpy, doesn't want to be on the mic anymore, and most certainly doesn't want to be hearing from other outside people. So,
Wait a minute.
there is
Are
there is
are
something to be said for Ben Benjamin, who
yeah,
said, break this to 2 or 3 hours, move this
right.
to a Monday or a Wednesday, and do it differently.
Yeah, are you saying Aiken still Aiken has color to his skin on Monday and by Saturday he's kind of ashy? Fuck.
Exactly.
Oh my
He's
god.
lost his sleep, ladies and gentlemen, because he's had such a
You,
long week.
you know what I
So
find it amazing is that Drake has a show with them, and he's not good at what he does, whatever it is he does.
I tried once, maybe twice, to listen to something of that nature with that moon face idiot, and I don't think I got past 60 seconds for it. I said I can't listen to Ewok boy talk about lightsabers or Dream Theater anymore. And I like some Dream Theater here and there. I'm not going to lie. There's a couple tracks and some things I don't mind from the band. And maybe if I ever was given a chance, I might catch him in concert sometime. I'm not going to go out of my way, but dives into this stuff like it's the fucking, I don't know, the bee's knee, the Beatles of fucking rock and roll. And this is not there. No, come on. So your mic's off.
I would understand it if he was doing like a Rush specific show in
Rush
Star
is
Wars.
far more,
Russian
yes.
Star Wars or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, fucking Dream Theater. I mean that fucker lip syncs now. I mean, there's clips out there that show that he's not even really singing. The only thing they
Those
have
vocals are
going
kind
for
of
them
burnt.
now is Mike Portnoy's back, and no, I mean I guess that's it.
Musically, they've always been an amazing band. I've never been a huge James Labrie. How do you say his name?
Labrie, yeah,
I've never been a huge fan
he's a
of his
filthy
vocals
Frenchie.
personally. That's just my take. I think he's kind of limited vocally for
Yeah,
what they can do musically. But I mean, I don't know. Is there a Fates Warning podcast?
right.
It's the same kind of
But
a
that's a
band. Is
better
there guys
band.
out there?
I mean,
I
I'd
know, but
rather
I'm saying, is there
listen to them.
guys analyzing all their albums
Yeah.
song by song
And
doing all
how
that?
can you do that? I mean, that has a shelf life. I mean,
That's
you're
my
limiting.
point. Yeah.
It's kind of like hair metal guru. It's like at some point, it's like, okay, now I'm speaking to the drummer from Sea Hags, and it's like, huh, okay, for 4 hours. It's like,
Well, he definitely, that's the shooting himself in the foot, is the length of the interviews,
right,
leaving nothing left to ever talk about ever again to
right,
that person. And then, you know, even he, if you notice, he's been doing these more like 10 or 15 minutes shorter where he just
mm-hmm,
talks about a particular topic, because he's
sure,
realizing that sometimes these 4 hour marathons are getting me low cranks and it's not working the way I thought
yeah,
it would, or not getting. And I'm that guy. As soon as I see one of his videos pop
yeah,
up and it's got this huge, I'm like, I don't have time for that. I'm out.
yeah.
About an hour is about the maximum
Sure.
time I can probably log on and listen to you talk. And then after that, I want to move on to something
It's
else,
like,
or I'm busy doing something.
like he's like, I think the last one that I saw part of, I think this was a while back, at least a couple months, is he had Greg Giuffria on there. I'm like, holy fuck, it's like over 4 hours. I'm like, yeah, no. As
Yeah,
much as I'd
just
want to hear, because Greg Giuffria, I mean, he obviously was the guy in the keyboardist founder of Giuffria. Was like kind of a one of those AOR bands and stuff. But then House of Lords, that was the good shit right there, because they were working with Gene Simmons and stuff. But
no,
yeah, but
you're not into Angel.
uh, a little. I mean, more so than Giuffria probably. But yeah, Angel was good. But I mean, if I had those 3 bands, if you give me Angel, Giuffria, House of Lords, I'm going to go with House of Lords, just because they had more of a cross. They were almost kind of a cross between Angel and like Whitesnake or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But no,
Theatrics
Angel's
of one
good. I
with the
mean,
harder
better than
rock sound.
Giuffria. Yeah.
I thought they were. I didn't. Obviously, I was a kid in the '70s. I don't fucking remember any of that. But later, looking back, because again, I'm a nerd and I'm studying
Mhm.
history, and I'm looking at Casablanca, and I'm looking at
Yeah.
Bill Aucoin, and then I'm realizing Bill Aucoin managed who and who and who, and then I realized, oh, that's who this Punky Meadows guy is, and that. And
Yeah.
then I listened to their stuff, and I was like, actually, I kind of like some of their stuff.
not
It's a little
bad.
more
Yeah.
progressive, and
Sure.
but it's got its little art rock with the theater and stuff with this. But I was
Yeah.
almost I was almost impressed, for if you guys don't know this, they kind of do like an opposite of Kiss. They're all in the white and they have all this
Hmm.
kind of a thing going on. It's cool presentation. So, I don't know, not a bad band. Although, yes, I probably would say House of Lords is far more hard
Yeah.
rock and had more of
Right.
that,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if could I talk to Jafria? Sure, for an hour. Would I want to talk for 4 or 5? Probably not. I mean,
Yeah.
not no offense to him. I just don't know how much more I need to hear about. I mean, unless again, I guess the Guru is just not
Lonely.
even the minutia. He's like
Yeah.
fucking getting into the cracks and nooks and trying to dig every speck of dirt out of their corners.
Speck
So
it dirt.
I'm just saying that's a lot of conversation to be having.
He's
So
like, hey, so when you guys lost Doug Aldrich and you got Michael Guy on guitar, how many guys did you audition to get to the Michael Guy? I
what
mean,
amplifier setup was he
yeah.
using? Or, I
Oh no
mean,
shit.
that's it. What kind of But
Yeah.
yeah. So no. Guru. I was. That's why I was joking in this chat saying it's like Charlie Kendall, Eddie Trunk,
And then the
Wendell
Guru.
Neely, and the Guru
Oh,
wraps it up.
the Guru's below Neely.
No, I think Neely's a better interviewer
Is he
than the
really?
Guru.
No. Did you hear
I
the
think so.
Robbie
Yeah,
Lochner
no.
interview? Which reminds me of the
Well,
mishap of that one on our end. Yeah, fuck.
Wendell was a little bit tipsy, I think, during by that time that
Right.
Robbie came on, and I would still take 1 hour of Wendell's nonsense and 4 hours of Guru's
Of the
fucking
Guru.
blathering on, or not going on and on.
Yeah. Oh boy. He's like, hey, here,
So,
use my tongue as your toilet paper.
yeah, exactly. So
Oh,
but maybe he just maybe he just lets them go, and he just doesn't
maybe.
have any ability to. I don't know. Again, I've only watched maybe up to a half hour of one of his interviews, and
Yeah,
that was with
it's
someone I
tough.
really wanted to watch. And then even that, I was kind of like, man, he's just laying there, and that was what was happening. He'd ask a question, this guy was going and going
Yeah.
and going, and he wouldn't
Well,
cut in,
and,
and I
and
was
I
like, okay, well,
and I know. I mean, I like Stevie Rochelle, and I don't know what your opinion is of him, but we know Andrew definitely doesn't like him. But I know when Stevie posted that link, I'm like, oh shit, he's doing something with the Guru, and I look at with the length of the interview, I'm like, I'm not gonna watch that. I mean, I
uh,
love Stevie, but I'm not gonna watch that.
yeah. No, and I don't have a problem with Stevie. I mean, how would I never met him? I mean,
Right,
I'm just as a guy who reads his metal sludge, I always thought it was cool. That's
right.
definitely up Evil's alley. I like to know all the fucking dirt on people,
Hmm.
and but do I agree with all his opinions? No, I don't. And sometimes I could see Andrew's point. I do think that Stevie sometimes might overplay his own, but that's just
Hmm.
common. Everyone's going to say, "Well, my
Yeah,
resume says this, and I
sure.
played there, and I did that." That's just normal. I
Oh,
can't
you're
really like knock him.
referencing the poison thing where he said he was considered.
Yeah, and Andrew's saying that's complete bullshit. Whereas I'm saying I could see that call being made
Yeah,
to a couple of different singers to figure out what the
but I
fuck we're gonna
think
do if this guy doesn't get back on stage.
but I think what he said makes sense in the sense that they were looking to him to fill that vacancy, and then that was what got Brett Michaels back on board, going fuck that, I'll do it.
Yeah, because no one wants to lose their gig. And
Sure.
again, I mean, if he's fighting with Bobby and Bobby's talking to management and the agent, like I said before, they got shows on the line. There's money to be had here, and we can't be fucking people already bought tickets to this shit. They don't want to go into this refund fucking bull. It just becomes a chronic nightmare. The band's losing dough, promoter loses dough. People that were scheduled and booked and set for dates as far as the the crew are all set. Yeah, you can't. It's not just the band lost the show. It's the 25 guys working for the band, the fucking people. There's a whole thing going on there that a guy like Bobby and his business mind is thinking, oh shit, I don't want that to be going on. So if Brett's not coming back by Saturday night when we have the
Hmm.
next gig, I need to be fucking find a singer who can jump up there and get us through a show. And if we had to say Brett's sick or Brett had a fucking diabetic situation, we're
Hmm.
gonna get the show done with the fill-in singer. We hope you guys are okay with that. Something I can see that going down. It's not unheard of. Bands have always come up with fucking harebrained schemes they might have to use as a B, C plan in case shit hits the fucking skids.
Right.
Especially when that amount of money and that many people working doing something are on the line. If it was just a bar gig down the street, you just cancel the fucking thing and we'll play the
Hmm.
bar next month. But when you're playing arenas, stadiums, even sheds, or these, even theaters, if you're on a lengthy tour that's booked for 30 dates or something, again, there are people that are counting on to go get this paycheck and make a living doing this. So, yeah, don't think that didn't happen. I just don't know if he would have been the only guy being called, and it was either going to be the final choice if Brett didn't make it. I don't know if that's the case, and more like you fill in for 3 gigs until we figure out what the fuck we're doing is probably what I was thinking what was going on. So,
Yeah.
But let's just get. I got some music news and notes here that I want to pick your brain about because things have happened since the last time we talked, and some things.
Steel
maybe
Piston reunited.
Well, that's all. I mean, we're out doing gigs without Wendell. As soon as Wendell wants to get on the kit and complete the Neely Brothers rhythm section, we'll be out there slamming. We'll be at the Arcana.
Oh, that's
Theater,
right. That's right.
So,
yeah.
But so let's start with number 1 that came across my wire. So Alan Niven our buddy Alan is suing GNR because Axl and the boys will not let the book get released.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, that's fucked
what
up.
could really be? I mean, some of the stories that he mentioned to us are not that bad. I don't see that much. No, I mean, what's the worst thing that Axl probably could have? The donut story or
the
whatever.
Donut. Yeah, that's probably it.
Who fucking cares, bro? What the fuck are you talking? Axe.
Yeah,
it's 2025, Axl. Loosen the fucking belt a little bit. Take it down a peg or two on the ego level. Any press, remember when you were young, bro, when you were the pissy guy and you're punching people and beating bitches and getting fucked up and doing shit? Any press was good press. So what if Alan's out there talking about his time in GNR and that's just putting more GNR in the spotlight? Who cares? If Slasher doesn't give a fuck, then why do you care, Axe? Come on, dude. Then this is 40 years ago. None of us expect what happened in 1987 to be where Axl is in 2025 as your fans, right? So fucking get over it, dude. That's stupid. Let Alan release his book. Whatever he's going to make is a fucking pittance compared to what you're fucking drawing out there. And in the end, you wouldn't be drawing what you're drawing out there, Axl, to this day, if it wasn't for the hard work of people like Alan Niven back then to keep your shit together when you guys were all fucked up.
And the book's been pushed to March of 26 now.
That's my point. I mean,
that's fucking nuts.
Because he's being sued, and this is going to have to go. It'll go longer if Axl and them drag it into court and keep the lawyers going and all the bullshit. So I just wish maybe a Slash or a Duff or some common sense could come in there to Axl and say, "Hey, dude, you know, can we at least okay." And maybe Alan's not. I can't speak for Alan,
right?
But at least contact Alan and say, "Here's my problem with this fucking line or this paragraph, nix that shit. I don't give a fuck." You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Yeah. If it was a minute detail that you didn't want in there, that's one thing. Now, if you're telling him he can't have 5 chapters of his book, well, then fuck you. That doesn't make any sense either. But my guess is that Axl could only be really pissed off about 2 or 3 paragraphs where there's some specific details about him being a fucking douchebag, which, dude, we all know you're a douchebag. You were definitely a douchebag back then. I don't care.
Maybe what they really need is to pull Wendell Neely, life coach, bring him in to do some mediation.
Or they need to call Lars and say, what was that Phil Towel guy's name and number? We'll get him in here mediating and trying to chime in.
Hey, before you know it, he'll be like the member of the band.
Well, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, and this is allegedly in hearsay, but doesn't it take like psychics and counselors and mystics and astrologers and fucking ball masseuses and wig fixers and all kinds of shit to get Axl on stage every fucking day anyways?
Right.
He has to wait till the moon and the stars are in alignment with his fucking birth chart before he decides to grab a microphone, apparently, or something. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But I've heard these stories before, and so has everyone else. So, like, what are you afraid of, Axl?
I just had a fucking idea. I mean, if we're going to do this end of the year thing, why don't we pull in Joe, our buddy Joe, and Niven, Andrew, you and I, and maybe Kendall. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That would be
awesome.
Want to
let if it could work with the schedule, you might want to get Tim James on there too.
That's true. Tim James.
I think he might have an interesting question or two for Alan Niven as well.
That's true.
So.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to reach. I think we'll have to start kind of feeling out each one of those people and see if we could figure out a date in somewhere in early December that would
December,
work for
right?
everybody or something. Yeah. So that was one note. Another note. Oh, you brought this one up, which I wasn't really I wasn't again, I'm not an American Idol guy. There's very few people that
Oh,
come across my thing that I
yeah,
know of, and I don't
yeah.
even know
Same here.
What was Nate Peck on Idol, or was he on a different
No, he was
America's?
on American Idol, I
Okay.
think. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Mariah
So
that was on The Voice, I think.
there you go. But
Yeah.
I kind of get mixed up who's on what show. And
Hmm.
even with Nate Peck, it was because someone else had told me, "Hey,
Sure.
this guy can sing. You should check this out."
Right.
And look what he's singing, basically. And I was like, "Oh shit!" And then not long later, I think the CMS was talking about him doing the Dawkins song. So
Hmm.
the point is, but this guy, Randy Madden, apparently he got nixed for being a chomo, huh?
Yeah. I mean, go figure, huh? I mean, but in this day and age, I think people get it, it's all walks of life, right? I mean, before it was just the creepy looking dude. Now it's like it could be anybody, you know?
Yep.
Eek.
And in this case, well, we should also just in that same vein, Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys got
Oh,
arrested
that's
for
right.
sex assault
That's
too,
another
which
guy. Yeah.
I don't know. Like some again, I'm not in any way throwing shade. If these are legitimate situations, then let
Hmm.
these guys face the consequences and do their time and what needs to be done. And my apologies to the women who are abused. But in some cases, you do have to wonder: are they just looking for a payout? Is this? I don't know. I can't imagine what woman's taking Bubbles to bed.
Yeah. Well, did you see the
I
other
hate to say
guy?
it that way, but
You remember that one fucking guy that got run over by his own plow or got caught underneath his plow? He's also getting charged with something.
yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
And
Oh
so
boy.
this Madden guy, was he a winner or just a guy on the show? You know what I'm saying?
No, he was just a contestant, I think.
Gotcha. Yeah. So what in that regard, if you're not the winner, that probably means your star. If you're not Nate Peck and you don't turn that into a gig that keeps you out there gigging and doing something, maybe his star had started to fall and he's, lurking around doing chomo-y
Yeesh.
things and seedy corners and cheap hotels or something. Who knows?
Right.
So, Randy Madden, if you're up to shenanigans, pal, might be facing the long arm of the law, and or I guess you are. And
Yeah.
we'll find out whether you're doing your time or not. Moving on, this video popped up in my feeds and everyone else's if you're in this type of music. But Dawkins released this Hard Rock Woman video,
Oh yeah.
and the recording is like, was it a boom box on a cassette tape?
Yeah.
The recording is pretty it's
Yeah.
almost like you're riding in your grandpa's truck and you're
Right.
it's on the AM radio state dial
Right.
or something. I don't know.
Or
It was
or
pretty
it's like a third generation cassette.
yeah, that's why I asked Andrew, is
Yeah.
this the ones he's baking the tapes to try to revive these songs and stuff or what's going on? I got to be honest with you. It's got kind of a funky, cool vibe if it wasn't
Now-
Dawkins. If it was
now-
like Donnie in the Midnights, then I would be like, oh, this is a cool 70s song or something, But
Like,
if
wouldn't
you're
you do
expecting
that?
Dawkins, it doesn't sound like Dawkins.
I mean, wouldn't you like figure out how you can extract the vocals and have the current band re-record those songs? You know what I
That's
mean?
I didn't
I mean,
understand.
that would make more sense.
Yeah, like, yeah. I guess maybe baking the tapes and going through the process isn't worth it if you're just going to then re-record it and you're just using it for a demo. So I don't know.
That's almost kind of like
I think he's just lazily trying to find a
Yeah.
way to turn stuff into
But-
the company to get a couple $1,000
But
check.
wouldn't be the cooler way to do it though would be to you extract the vocal, you have the current band, re-record the song, make it sound super cool and modern and up to date, and then also release put out the contrasting demo, right? So you can go, okay, this is what it sounds like now. This is the vision. This is where it started. Just something for his weirdo fucking fans. I mean, I wouldn't buy it, but that would be cool to do something like that.
Yeah, I just the video is actually in some ways cooler than the song because the video someone
Right.
put some effort and time into
Sure.
doing all this effects and making it look all retro and stuff. And so, anyways, that popped up out there. I don't know. It was
Well, you
just-
know
I
what was
just always-
shocking? Did they talk about that one last night? I don't think they did,
I don't
right?
think they
I'm
mentioned it at all,
shocked.
which is why I thought was weird because it's Dawkin and it's like right
Yeah,
up Neely's alley, but maybe because it's old and funky and not, you know, to
that's
him
weird though.
it sounds
I
like
mean,
it sounds like Swedish music and he wouldn't
I
like
mean,
that.
I mean, you would. When is he? When does Neely ever passed an opportunity to jerk off all over himself regarding anything Dawkins? I mean, that
That's
was
what
yeah
I was
weird.
thinking. Matter of fact, I was going a step further when it popped up on my thing and I saw it had been there for a week or something. I was like, well, they didn't
Hmm.
talk about it. And don't you think like that for Neely, that's such a big thing? He'd be like, Chris, we have to exclusively do
Yeah.
the premiere
Now
of
that
Hard
would be an
Rockin' Woman.
exclusive for a change, right?
Yeah,
That would have been exclusive for
exactly.
a
So
change.
that's what I thought he would have. I thought he would have reached
Yeah.
out to his friend. If Don's his friend and he's so tight, you think he would have reached out to Don and said,
But
let's maybe.
He wasn't there on the 5th of October or November rather for that whiskey show. Did you see him coming down those stairs all rickety and shit?
Yes, he did. He was
Fuck.
getting lumbering around
Yeah.
like, and I feel bad for him, dude. It's clearly at his age, a physical,
Hmm.
it's harder for him to go do what he's going to go do. And I will be honest in telling you, this is Evil's opinion because
Mm.
I've walked down the fucking whiskey ramp
Oh
from the
yeah.
dressing rooms on
Yeah.
that stupid stairwell. It's the stairwell of death, ladies and gentlemen, because half the time they have the fucking lights down, everything's
Hmm.
black, the steps are black, the railing's black, the walls are black, the fucking ceiling's black, the floor is black, everything's black. So you can't
Hmm.
fucking half the time if you have sunglasses on like Don would, you can't see what the fuck
Well,
you're
you're a fucking
doing.
douche for wearing them indoors.
Yeah, well, there you go. Even though we posted pictures of
Yeah,
everybody in his circle
everybody
doing
on
the same
CMS.
exact fucking thing.
Oh,
But to the whiskey, to I know it's a part of the history, and I think it's because it's been that way for so long. They don't want to change it, and I get that. But it is a fucking hazard to come down
oh, I'm
that
sure.
walkway to get to the stage
Well,
to start your show. And
and
I had to go do it with a base around my neck.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to navigate it's a very narrow, it's like a fire escape
Right.
type of thing.
and
down
that
the
and that
stage.
makes sense why he had somebody behind him and somebody
Oh,
in
for
front of
sure.
him because this fucker's
Yeah.
gonna go Humpty Dumpty down those fucking stairs.
I was 30 or 40 years younger, and I may
Yeah.
have taken a tumble if
Oh,
I wasn't
shit.
watching it step by step. I'm telling you, you get up there and you realize, oh, fuck, this is what I have to go down to
Yeah.
get back down there. Because you come up a different stairwell. You go up through the floor, there's a different stairwell, a standard kind of stairwell that leads up to the offices and the dressing rooms. But to come out of them, they always send you down that thing to the stage. And
Well,
yeah, it's weird.
and that might be something. Maybe if he did a header down those stairs, it might fix his problem with his claws.
But this is where we would say, where was Wendell? Wendell's supposed to be there with the flashlight, step by step. Don, grab a hold of my arm, buddy. I got you. I'm going to get you down to the stage safely.
Yeah. I was surprised there was no Crenshaw.
That's what I'm saying. I
Weird.
didn't see in the video, I didn't see, he had people with him, but I didn't see a Crenshaw or a Wendell, which I think the people in the video actually were probably people
Yeah.
that work at the Wiz.
Yeah, security or something.
Techs and stuff. Yeah. And,
Sure.
but yeah, I thought maybe like, hey, where's the blonde haired Crenshaw or
Yeah,
Wendell to
the
help
blonde
again?
bomber.
And this seems to happen, Don. This
Ugh.
always happens at the whiskey. You're left to your own devices at the whiskey, just like with Jack's Memorial. You didn't have proper supervision or assistance, so let's say personal assistance, and Wendell and Crenshaw failed you. So reach out to Evil and say, Evil, get your ass down to the whiskey. I'm playing on Saturday. And I need someone to make sure I don't die on the way down the staircase. And Evil will make sure you get down there okay, Don. But before you go on stage, Evil might say, hey, Don, can we talk about the set list?
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was on my list. Hard Luck Woman. Don't know why Neely ignored that. Do you think that would be the world exclusive premiere on the CMS? But a funky little rock track. If you like 70s rock, it sounds right in that vein. And like I said, the video was fun. You know, it's not like a great thing. It was a little something, but it was, you know, I could see why Don, it was a cool thing to put out in my opinion, but it definitely doesn't sound like traditional Dawkins.
Yeah.
What is your take for those of you that are unaware? Have you heard and listened to the Creepy Crawly by Peter Criss?
Yeah, I heard it. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's better than that. What was the last album he did? All for One, where it was kind of like adult contemporary.
Is that the one with the world?
Yeah.
Yeah, the glow, the flags. Yeah,
yeah, that wasn't any good. I mean,
Ladies
this is
and
a
gentlemen,
step up.
If there's one if there's one Peter Criss album that Evil would tell you to never bother to sample, it would be that one with the flags and the little globe
Yeah,
or whatever.
that's the
Just
worst one of his
skip.
solo.
Just
Yeah,
don't even. Yeah, you would even be better off going back to those early '80s ones when he was all coked out and
out of
stuff. He does at least a
control
song or
and
two in there. Yes, well, you rock me.
you rock me. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
At least there's a song or two that sounds like, hey, that's Peter Criss. But
Or
that
even the
other
solo, the first solo, the Kiss solo album was
oh yeah,
better than any. Yeah.
yeah, that's but so I would say I was slightly intrigued because
Mhm.
it has a almost an I was like with Andrew, almost like remind me of an Alice Cooper kind of
Mhm.
feel in the theme of the song. It was definitely Halloween, three creepy crawly,
Mhm.
but it made me curious to at least hear what the rest of this album is going to sound like. Is each track going to be a unique,
Mhm.
artsy kind of thing like that, or the production and the music? You can see how this could turn really quickly on the next song to something with some
Well,
guitar and some rock songs here and there. So, yeah.
what's interesting is, I mean, I get it. He's going to have John 5 on there because I think he was on the last record, so that's not a surprise. But he's going to have Billy Sheehan on some of the songs,
Hmm.
so that'll
Yeah.
be kind of interesting.
I think he's had a couple. I think there's a couple more guests in that too that I don't
Yeah,
think have
yeah.
been
There's more
fully
guests. I think he's got
revealed. But
Paul Schaefer on
Mhm.
there from this, David Letterman or whatever.
Yeah.
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 So
So I'm interested in hearing that. And again, that comes out December 19th, which is my birthday. So that would be awesome. And to catch some Peter Criss and see what that's all about. And then the other note I made was, I guess, if Jonathan Cain is going to be
oh
finishing
yeah.
out well, Journey said, then this will be the farewell tour.
That yeah, and it's going to happen like within the first what 3-4 months of next year. I think that's bullshit, don't you? I think it'll continue on.
Well,
Maybe this
because
will be an opportunity to
yeah,
have
I
Kane
don't.
exit.
Well, I don't think that's the dates. Because Kane said we're playing in 2026 and 2027.
Oh, okay. So that's just part of them. Yeah.
That's just the first launch of dates. I think they're going to be doing this repeatedly at different areas
Well,
across
I
probably the
would
globe.
see that. I think I mentioned to you the last time I saw Journey was at the Moda in Portland, but it was Journey, Foreigner, Night Ranger. I mean, if they came up with something like that, that'd be fucking great. One last time.
I believe they're going to be in Eugene, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
is that Autzen Stadium? Is that where
Yep.
the Ducks play? Yeah, it's a good place.
It's I don't know if it's the stadium or whether it's
Oh, so there's
the
an
arena
amphitheater.
where they have the basketball. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even think
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that. I was going to say I would, but for a farewell tour, I'm going to consider that. If it is their, I don't think it'll be their. First off, I think that Neil Sean should go ahead and go through with this with Jonathan Cain,
Mhm.
wrap this baby up, do that. Neil, you have, as we've talked about, Hardline, Bad English, HSAS. You've got you
They
got
could
old school Journey with Greg
yeah.
Raleigh. What the Journey Through
I mean,
Time thing was cool. I
yeah,
think you should take all of this and make
and
it the
do it
Neil Sean
like a
full
Neil
spectrum.
Sean's journey through time. You know what I mean?
Yes, I'm going to give you
Yeah.
me and Grog Raleigh, and then we're going to evolve
Yeah.
into what I was doing in the Journey, and then we're going to do some '80s stuff, and then I'm going to throw you, give you the Hot
Mhm.
Sherry from Hardline,
Yeah.
and just throw out the best 2 or 3 songs from all your projects, bro, and probably 4 or 5 of the Journey stuff. That's a show I would go see. And if he wasn't trying to label his journey as Neil Sean Band or
Mhm.
Neil's Journey Through Time, bring Castronovo, get Raleigh, get whoever you want on your Jensen on bass, and maybe find a singer that's not Arnell and not Steve, and just someone
Right.
totally, if Dean can do it, or solely somebody separate that you just feel can fill the shoes.
Mhm.
Maybe you have 2 or 3 singers that sing the different
Sure.
stuff. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that almost, in my secret way, is almost more intriguing to go check out if he does that after Journey than if he just,
Right.
but I will, if because of Kane, and I
Mm-hmm.
do respect and appreciate Arnell, and I think Arnell's a damn good singer and a good front man, and he gets a lot of some haters from the Perry camp,
Sure.
or the Perry fans. I should not Perry himself, but the fans
Yeah.
of Perry, and
Right.
I think he's, other than Perry, he's the guy that I would now associate with Journey, and think that Arnold Pineda should most
Mm-hmm.
certainly, if they were inducted to, were they inducted to the Rock? I don't pay
Yeah.
attention to the Rock.
Yeah.
and Roll.
Yeah. They were.
inducted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he inducted, or did they leave him out?
I don't think he was inducted. I think they left him
Yeah.
out.
They
Yeah.
always do that. They always
Mhm.
just go with the original guys, unless you're Soundgarden, and you can bring up the bass player that only played on 2 tracks or something. And
Yeah,
then
like
he's in there.
you look at Black Sabbath. I mean, they didn't induct Ronnie James Dio. I mean, that was
How the
yeah, that
fuck do
was
you not
fucked
do
up,
that?
right?
Which I'm sure Ozzy and Sharon had something to do with that. But
Sure.
but then they get the Grateful Dead, which I like the Dead, but you put the Dead in, they had the songwriting guys, they had keyboard players that
Did
played
they
on
induct
fucking one
John Mayer?
album. Everybody under the sun was in that fucking. They had like 20 something guys up there, and I'm like, how the fuck then you don't induct Bruce Kulick? How the
Yeah,
fuck does that work,
right.
dude? You have Tom Constantin, who played on 2 Dead albums, one of them being a live album in
Mm.
'68 and '69, who had no songwriting contributions, didn't really do much other than bang on a keyboard out of tune because he was spaced out on LSD. He gets inducted to the Rock and Roll of Fame with the Grateful Dead, but Bruce Kulick, who fucking rocks out on fucking I don't
Right,
know 8 albums or something
right.
by Kiss, fucking some of these are platinum records, and he can't get in. What the fuck?
Hmm.
So I don't even bother. I honestly today I was like, because in my mind it popped up on my Facebook feed that Soundgarden was playing with these chicks singing and tributing Chris Cornell, and it
Hmm.
sounds like a loose jammy version of a
Right,
Soundgarden song,
right,
and I just hate that. I hate when it's loose jammy shit that doesn't sound like the artist. And
right,
the chicks don't sound like Chris Cornell, and I don't know what the fucking tie it. Why would Belinda Carlisle? What is the tie between her and Cornell?
right. Yeah,
So I'm just saying, and they all jump up there, Kim and Matt, and act like this is, I don't know if Chris really would want you doing any of this shit,
right,
quite frankly.
right.
I know for a
Yeah,
fact if Alice in Chains ever does this, mark my word, like Lane Staley would not want you guys to go up there and sell out and be a bunch of fucking hosers with
bring
people that have nothing.
Joan Jett on to
You
sing.
better have fucking William Duvall.
Yeah,
You better have your bass player and Sean and you, and just do you four playing the shit, because that's the only way Lane would accept it. He wouldn't accept a bunch of yahoos that have nothing to do with the fucking
yeah.
band up there pretending to be
It's
like
like
Lane Staley or
we'll bring Lady Gaga in to do Man in a Box.
yeah. What the fuck, dude? That would be making that guy roll over in his grave
Right.
somewhere. What the fuck are you doing to my legacy?
No shit.
So I'm just saying, so that's, I had to look because I was like, is Foreigner in? And Foreigner is in there.
Yeah.
But did they bring in Kelly Hansen?
Oh, Kelly Hansen performed, but he wasn't inducted.
Wasn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
So they did the same thing where they left the new singer, even
Yeah.
though he's got the
Yeah.
20-year toe in the line for, gotcha.
I mean, there's another one that should have been in, because he did do that for all those years.
A long 20 fucking
Mhm.
years. Yeah. So again, like Arnell, he's been towing the line, keeping the name out there, keeping the butts in the seats where the tickets are being
What
sold. And so
what do you think of the new Foreigner singer, the guy, what's his name? Fuck, I don't even remember.
Luis
But
Maldonado.
oh yeah. What do you think of him? I don't like it. It isn't a good fit, is it? I mean, you
No,
want to
no,
like
it
him
just
because he
doesn't.
seems like a nice enough dude, but it's just like,
It's
wow,
not. It's kind of like the guy you were talking about in Lynch Mob, where it's like it
Oh yeah,
sounds
yeah.
okay, but it sounds emotionless,
Hmm.
stale, not invested, and like
It sound doesn't it? I mean, he sounds like some of those guys that audition for those reality singing shows that it's like, oh well, he can sing the songs, but there's just something not right about this, right?
pretty much. And
Yeah,
so yeah, I just can't buy into that. Won't be seeing that.
yeah, me
I
neither.
would honestly, it sounds really weird, but I'm gonna say this.
Hmm.
I would rather if they said tomorrow that Foreigner's coming, but Lou Graham's gonna be singing all
Sure.
10 songs or 15. So I
Yeah.
would probably go see that,
Sure.
honestly, even though he's a little bit old and kind of takes some liberties in some spots these
Hmm.
days. I still think he can sing and he still
Yeah.
sounds acceptable. And I just think that would be more Foreigner than what you're right now. You're giving me nobody.
Right. Right.
Nobody.
Sure.
So if Lou doesn't come out,
Did
there
you
is literally
did
no
you
one
see
that is
who
in
the new
Foreigner.
guitar player in Foreigner is? Another guitar player that they added? That
I
John
saw
Roth,
is that the long-haired guy?
long-haired guy that was
Kind
filling
of
in
curly.
Winger and also in Starship.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
they poached him from Winger,
To
but
fill in for
that's
Mr.
a
Jones, who's no
yeah,
longer on the road.
that guy's a good fit. I mean, again,
Yeah,
that guy's
the
a good
band
fit.
sounds great. I
Yeah,
just
the
wish that
band
they
sounds
had
great.
something that made it feel more like the real Foreigner and less like just a. I mean, again, it just feels like a Las Vegas tribute act going around.
Right.
with the foreigner name strapped on it because Mr.
Mhm.
Jones said they could, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that they should I would strongly encourage them to find a way to pay Lou to incorporate him more, not less. Let's just put it that
Mhm.
way. Although
Yeah.
it does appear, and I don't know this for all their dates, the dates I was seeing, he was consistently going out and doing 4 songs at the end, or 2 in the middle and 4 at the end
Right.
with the guy, or some combination thereof. And
Sure.
so that's why I kept saying I would not be surprised if the Jones camp said, "Hey, Lou, how much would it cost to keep you as the guy that can kind of still
Mhm.
be the anchor
The
here
the
of
draw, right? The draw.
something that still makes you feel like I'm hearing Foreigner as
It's
it
like he's
should
going to
have
come
been."
in to do cold as ice, double vision. I want to know what
Yeah.
love is and something else, right?
Always does. I want to know what
Yeah.
love. It wouldn't.
Yeah.
Even Kelly. This does. I mean, he was good, but
Yeah.
I want to know what love is. Is Lou? You
Yeah.
have to have
Right.
anyone else singing that song. It just feels slightly karaoke to me. It's
Mhm.
just because Lou's Lou. I mean, and credit to Lou. You're probably, bro. Seriously, a lot of singers don't think about it till they try to sing for her and they go, "Holy fuck, what was this
Right.
guy really singing? This guy is actually, probably at those days a top 10 rock singer."
Mhm.
Vocally speaking, talented. The notes he can hit, the range he can cover, the emotions, the styles from rock to this to ballad. The dude can sing a lot of shit.
Right.
Man. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Anyways, those are the news articles I had. Journey's gonna do a farewell because John's exiting stage right, like other people, and I just hope that Neil doesn't try to make a fake journey.
Yeah.
The journey returns. The second journey.
Journey 2.0
Something, I don't know.
or
I just hope he just says,
2.4 or
hey,
4.0, I guess, or 5.0.
I hope he's just has the respect to say I'm the only guy left. And I've been in a band this way, and it's crossed my mind. But I was also in a band where our second singer was more popular than the first singer, and he was still a part of the band. So I felt and feel more legitimate because that's the singer that most people want to hear me and that band play with, and he's still involved.
Right.
But I could understand the feeling of being the only guy left on the island, and it does make you wonder, should I just nix this and do something else? It's not
Right.
really, but at the same token, like those other bands, even though that band is not on the level, we still get offers and people trying to get you to come play. And it's very tempting when you just have an email or a text or something saying, I can give you this much money if you would
Yeah.
just come home and play on my Saturday night over here, sir.
You,
So
you better be ready for Neely burner account to now that you brought up your band. He's going to go, well, what band exactly are
what
you
band
in?
is well, we'll start with it. It's
Yeah.
SteelPiston. Steel Piston. SteelPistonRocks.com is the website we're putting together.
And it has to be 2 X's because it's cooler, man.
Yeah, man. And I'm waiting for Neely to send me the cease and desist letter because I'm stealing his band and his name and his show and all these things. But
Jeez.
fortunately for you, Neely, I don't think that there's much economic value to the Steel Piston
Right.
name these days. And as
Right.
far as the shows, well, the wrap up show is the wrap up show, and you sanctioned it, and I have that on recording.
Right, we do.
We'll
We
take
have
that
that.
to court, and we will show the judge that you said it was okay to do this.
And
so
we also got from that Facebook
Oh,
page.
that's true.
You may want to add that clip to this to the
This
tail
little
end
clip,
of
yeah.
this, since
That-
we're
this, we
wrapping up.
will.
And where what did Chris say that there was
Chris said that there is a
show of
that
haters.
of haters for his show, the classic metal show, and he said that was okay. Let them go ahead and hate away. So
that's
again,
that's what he said.
between Neely sanctioning us and Aiken saying it's okay for haters to hate and just hate away and have a show, then why would any of you out there in the Rumble chat and the locals chat hate us when the two guys who run the show said hate on?
And you know what? I think we should be in that fucking book. So they should get Joel McIver to get on a Zoom call with us and talk about why we started this, right?
Yes, one of the last chapters of the book should be
Yeah.
the birth of the wrap up show.
Yeah. The birth
Because again, it's a misunderstanding. If we hated it, we would never acknowledge you guys and we wouldn't listen. That's not again, there were times where you guys had damn good interviews. You guys have had, I will be very straight, great interviews with Don Dawkin. Straight up. Conversations with Don where he was letting his hair down a little bit with Neely because he felt comfortable, and you might have got a few more specs out of him, and he was in a better mood because it was the CMS than we know he can be for some other interviews. And so hey, props, dude. There was all those times you guys had things on there. I could go on and on about things that I loved about your show. So we're not haters. We actually liked your show, and it helped and expand our knowledge of music and the access to the people behind it. But there is some things that should be revised, and it's 2025, and some things are just horseshit, and they should just be eliminated. So I don't need to hear another fucking news article about some Yahoo getting uppity on a bus, a train, an airplane, whatever you're talking about. It's always something. A restaurant. Don't care, dude. I'd rather have you get Rod Morgenstein on and talk about some
Right.
drums and what he's doing, or fuck, dude, name
Yeah.
him. You get fucking Christy Crash Majors back on the phone to do his creepy laugh and talk shit about Steve Summers. Come
Or
on,
just
stop.
get Billy Morris. I mean, they have access to
Yeah.
him. Get him
Yes.
on there.
Yes,
You know?
I seen Billy Morris one time when he played guitar in a band called Warren. So
Oh, yeah.
come on, let's get him on the show. At least he's got some stories to tell. I'm sure. I mean, he saw some shit. He probably saw some shit that I saw, which is your mic's off again, buddy.
Nader.
Yeah,
They should
there
get
you go.
Nader again.
Yes, yes.
I mean-
so if they don't, we're going to. I'm just.
I think we should
that's
get
one
Nader. Can you
I
imagine?
think that's one. I think you should put that. That should be something
I'll-
like
I'll-
him and
I'll,
Braverman.
I'll see
Before
about
year's
that.
end, we need to have him and Braverman on,
Ooh.
and then yeah.
Together? Can you imagine?
Well, or just, well, no, that would be insane. I don't know if we'd be able to keep control of the conversation.
No. Yeah.
But each of them do need to come on and have their own little 1 hour segment in 45 minutes or whatever they
Sure.
can spare and talk to us. And yeah, and I have reached out to Kendall, and she's already agreeing she needs to come back on the show. So we'll see if she wants to do a year-end wrap up with a couple of us. We'll all
We can
chop it up.
pull in Joe, our buddy Joe. We can get Andrew, maybe TJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we pick a couple of specific topics or questions or something that we can roundtable and get.
We could
people's
do like
takes on.
politically incorrect. Remember when that was on?
Yes,
Like you had
yes,
five
absolutely.
or six,
Yeah.
5 people or something.
Yeah. Exactly. So we'll come up with something like that. We also have, I will be prepping this week. We'll see if it's ready for next weekend or the weekend after, but you will be getting an unsolved mystery. Oh, we forgot our Cripple Claw nominee. We'll have to save
Oh.
that for next week.
Okay, we'll save
Next
it.
week, we'll save the Cripple Claw nominee for next week, and we'll see if I can bang out the rest of this unsolved mysteries that I'm working on.
And
It's gonna
is the mystery
definitely baffle me.
going to be the Dawkin one?
It is the
Oh.
beating of Don Dawkin. Yes.
The beating of Don Dawkin.
Yes. ladies
And
gentlemen.
I recall there was I think he pinned it on Mickey D, did he not?
Yes, part of the mystery is we don't know who the assailant was that
Oh,
was
yeah.
wielding the sheet of wood or 2x4 or stick or whatever. It was some kind of
Yeah.
lumber that was being used
That's
to beat
right.
him with. But we do believe that it was a mistaken because of a room switch, or there's something going on there. I'm gonna have to study all the details
Oh.
because Andrew knows it better than I. Don has a story to it of how somehow he ended up. Maybe the guy thought that the room Don was in was Mickey's room, or maybe
Oh.
Don got put in a room that was supposed to be for Mickey.
Mickey
But
put him.
somehow, the story is basically that maybe Mickey was having some relations with the woman, and a guy came looking for Mickey, and then just took it out on Don. That's the story. So that's is part of the mystery. We're trying to unravel this mystery and understand who is this mystery assailant.
That's a
Did this happen in the way that Don's explaining it? And if so, how come Mickey D never stood up and said, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I mean,
Don"?
that's what an honest mistake. I mean, you mistaken a 5-foot Scandinavian guy for a taller guy with a wig and a cowboy hat.
5'10" guy in a leather
Yeah,
jacket with a cowboy hat. Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. It's interesting. So we're going to unravel it. Andrew has his lots of details on this one and has helped me producing this masterpiece. It's going to be a little more theatrical than the ones we've done before, but I think you guys will all get a kick out of it, and it will help us explore another mystery. And each month we're going to try to conquer a mystery and keep this going. So
I can't wait till we get to the CMS barbecue that never happened this spring of 25.
that could possibly come up for December's Unsolved. We could discuss that. That should, I mean, that's right on my list. I have my list was only going to be about 10. It's growing to 15 or 20 now because so many mysteries keep popping up with this damn show, and we keep wondering what happened to this and what happened to that.
Yeah.
And sometimes now you guys are DMing me things I didn't even think of that are like, it's a mystery. Where'd that guy go? So
Right.
yeah.
Like
So,
mystery
all right,
of what
y'all.
happened to Lou from the Lou.
Lou from the Louvre, Veronica with the V. We're going to go with that. There's quite a few people here that have disappeared. Some are going to reappear and actually be interviewed on this very show, and we will have them on and talk to them. Some are just gone in the mist and can't be found, and that's the mystery. And so we're going to throw it out there. We're hoping that maybe them seeing an unsolved mystery about themselves might entice them
call the
to come
hotline.
on. Yes, or at least DM us or get a hold of us and say, hey, I want to come on the show and straighten out your mystery. Maybe Don Dawkin will come on this show and explain this mystery beating. So.
And hopefully we get something from Bob, because he's been kind of quiet.
He has been. I did send him a couple things with his favorite person, Ron Keel, which he snickered at and gave me some laugh emojis and stuff. Rolled his eyes to one of these photos of Ron Keel that's out there. I think it was the Ron was selling the backdrop to the.
Oh yeah,
kind of got
the Steeler.
Eyes, like
Steeler backdrop.
So yeah, but yeah, I think Bob's a busy man. I don't think Bob is as invested in the day-to-day music stuff as we are. He catches up when he can, but just from chatting with him, texting him, he's a busy man. He's a working guy. He's probably got a family and some things happening. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Right.
He honestly probably through us is probably how he's getting a lot of his information. The fact that I'm texting him these news articles and stuff, he's probably opening his eyes to more than he was aware of. So,
yeah, but we still need to get him on though.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's a way if he's not going to do it on the Zoom with us like we are here, if he at least would sub in some audio commentary.
Yeah, just do his audio.
So. All right, y'all. We're gonna keep working on this. We got a lot of leads to track down. You get a hold of Nadir DePriest.
Nadir, yeah.
Yes,
Nadir,
let's talk to the man.
Yeah.
Let's get him on the show and find out.
Maybe he knew. Maybe he performed with Steel Piston on a bill.
He may have. He might have been aware of them on the scene, and because he was definitely in that.
He was there,
right in that. Yeah, in those years, that's his prime. So. And some other people he might be familiar with, or some war stories he might be able to share with us. So, what I liked about him is he's usually a pretty talkative kind of guy. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy who's going to hold back if he's got an opinion or something. He'll just tell you what he thought was going on. So let the chips fall where they may, type like I am. So
right.
All right, y'all. We'll be cracking on this until next week. We'll see what happens on the CMS next Saturday, and I'm sure there'll be more rock and metal news transpiring over the week. So stay alive, stay safe out there. The holidays are coming. Don't be drinking and driving. We need to see you next time. And for this one, I think we should probably say goodbye, Chris Aiken.
Bye, Chris Aiken.
Raise your horns high.